Welcome to Just a Few More Minutes podcast, where three veterans of the animation and video game industry talk about exactly that, animation video games. I am Jeff Gabor, one of your hosts. I am an animator at Blue Sky Studios. Alongside me is Michael Berardini.
Hello, I'm sick and my voice is deep. Please bear with the sexiness.
And also near me is Pete Paquette.
Yes.
Hey,
yes,
Pete.
that was Mike who sneezed, by the way.
No, it wasn't.
Sneezing right as we hit the mics. Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a big week, right, guys?
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. It's been a crazy week.
I feel like that's why I'm sick, because I was up till 2 a.m. 2 nights in a row. Then I stayed up late Friday, and then I was up late again last night.
Yeah.
And why was that? Why don't you explain it?
Well, let's see. Wednesday night was the crew premiere and rap party for Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That released on Friday, right? This past Friday?
Yep. So we got to see it a few days early and then partied like it was the Y2K coming.
Pretty much.
And then the night after that was Star Wars.
Yep. That was a big night.
And of course, last night we had the very Berardini Christmas party. That was nice.
Yep. I just realized I don't have a camera, and I was picking my nose, and I was gracious that you couldn't see that. But I still said it out loud, so.
Yeah, so.
Well.
But our little party last night was good. Like halfway through, right shortly after you left, I think, Jeff, my voice just started going downhill to the point where I couldn't even speak anymore.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
You're completely fine.
I know, right? It happened like out of the blue.
Yeah, I think you smoked too much drugs.
Yeah.
Before we get into
I smoked
everything,
all the drugs.
let's at least stick to the main, I don't know, what?
Format?
Yeah, of an animation tip at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Got an easy one just for students. Keep
Excellent.
it small. I feel like I see too many reels or too many students wanting to do that. Like, they want to learn by doing an epic 15, 20-second shot, and all it does is bog them down and make it so they can't learn from their mistakes because they have to live with the choices they make. And by the time they grow and know there's something wrong, they're still like polishing basically something that's not representative of what they actually have learned. So if you really just stick to like much smaller 5, 6, 7-second shots, take what you can from it, then learn by doing a new one and a new one and a new one, you'll have a much better turnover rate and your growth will actually be much faster.
That is very true.
Keep it simple, stupid student. I have another tip for students.
Okay.
Don't say shitty things about studios that might get shut down on Cartoon Brew's comment section.
Are people saying that?
Yes.
Nice.
That's aggravating, actually. Like, what a way to blackball yourself before you even get out the gate.
Seriously, it's so fucking frustrating. Like, there's all sorts of comments that are like, they should just shut Blue Sky down because they haven't put out a good movie since the first Ice Age. I'm just like, you can't disparage hundreds, if not thousands of people's work with like one fucking sentence because you think you're the fucking badass shit. I hate that little fucker that said that.
Yeah, what a dick.
Well, he would give he or she would give his left nut to work here.
Right.
What's the username, do you know?
I could look it up.
Might as well.
Yeah,
I'll call his
do.
ass out. Yeah, because, we have a small industry and people will remember that shit.
It's true.
I guess what my biggest gripe about it too is that, like, it's not just it's not only the work that they are shitting on. They are shitting on families and lifestyles that people have. People that, like, means of making a living.
Yeah.
And, like, for them to say stuff like that is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, and they also said that they actually hadn't seen a lot of the movies too, so they were just like shitting on Blue Sky's movies just based off of what he thinks we make now.
Just because he's a Pixar fanboy is basically what you're telling me.
Well,
yeah.
If you look at our last several movies, they're actually some of the most highest rated Blue Sky movies.
I mean, Peanuts was a fantastic film.
Peanuts
rated. That is my
fresh. I think it was 87% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That is my absolute favorite Blue Sky film.
Was it last I checked, Ferdinand, was it like 86 or 85%?
Yeah, I haven't checked recently.
I am checking now. It's at 73%, but
all right, still fresh.
It's still good, and I've heard lots of people, and I'm not just saying this because we worked on it or whatever, but lots of people have said that this is actually their favorite Blue Sky movie that they've seen yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Ferdinand?
I saw it for the first time at the premiere. I didn't go to any of the screenings before that, so I watched it pretty much with fresh eyes, and I really enjoyed it. Like, if I'm being brutally honest, like, first act was okay. Second act, I don't know, like, it had some more misses than hits, and then the third act is really great. So overall, I liked the movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the third act. I thought it tied everything together really nicely. My biggest problem with it, honestly, was that I just felt like there were way too many characters. Like, the first half of the movie, it felt like they were introducing a new character every like 5 minutes,
or a trio of new characters.
Yeah, and it was kind of hard to follow because it was kind of hard to follow everybody's arc because of that. But I mean, other than that, it was executed flawlessly, in my opinion. And
that Kate McKinnon, she brought the funnies.
Yep.
Yeah, she was good.
And John Cena was good too.
John Cena saved that movie. Come on, John Cena.
Oh, John Cena, yeah. Yeah, and as it should be, he was my favorite character of the movie. So
there was one review that I saw that said that somehow they actually made a cute bull when he was in the baby form look even cuter when he was an adult. And I was like, oh, cool. That's like a good compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So everybody go see it. Like, you already saw Star Wars.
Yeah, rather than seeing Star Wars for the third time, Ferdinand could use some eyes.
Yeah. Now, are you guys happy with the numbers, or did you expect it?
No, this is bad. It's not doing very well.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching today, and I was like, But I mean, I gotta say, and because I'm not affiliated, I can say it, but whoever made the decision to come out the same weekend as Star Wars is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, well, the
fucking
person that
idiot.
made that decision
doesn't work
for us anymore, so.
Well, good. They don't deserve to, because that is the biggest, like, fuck up I think I've ever seen. Come out of that studio.
There's no amount of reasoning that makes that make sense to me. Like,
no.
It's suicide.
Yeah.
And they had proof of that too, because I believe it was Fox or whoever put out the last like Chipmunk movie.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called, Alvin and the Chipmunks. That was released when The Force Awakens came out, and it got decimated. Yep. So it's like the counter programming thing does not always work, especially when it's a behemoth.
It's the same demographic. Little kids see Star Wars.
Yeah. It doesn't matter that it's a PG-13 movie. In fact, most kids now, it's like the parents will take kids to whatever. They don't even fucking give a shit about the ratings, unfortunately. So like, I mean, it's not like that stops them. You know what I mean?
I wish we would have waited till at least mid-January or something, because now next week Jumanji comes out. That's bad timing.
Yeah. The Rock pulls in some serious cheese.
Dude, the movie does look funny to me. Like, I know it's a bastardization of like something we grew up with, but
yeah,
I don't know. It looks funny.
It definitely looks better than Rampage. That movie looks like fucking shit.
Yeah, that's a hot pile of trash.
Yeah.
Mindy didn't even know that they were remaking Jumanji until she saw the trailer for it for like the first time, maybe a week ago. And she was very upset because she's like, Jumanji's not a video game, it's a board game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't understand why they even had to use the name Jumanji, because they changed so much about it. Like the fact that they go in a... Like, Jumanji, the board game, was all about the board game coming into your world. And now this is about you being sucked into the video game. So everything's backwards, even the medium.
Yeah.
So why? Why not call it something else?
I don't know. And it
It's
also
big.
sounds a lot like the plot of the Minecraft movie that's supposedly coming out too.
Well, that at least makes sense. If you know about the canon of Minecraft, that is like pretty much what it is. And but for Jumanji to completely do that, I mean, it's kind of like just slapping the Jumanji title on it just to get people in the seats.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I don't know. Anyway, so yeah. So what are we talking about this
Well,
week?
we were hinting around it, like talking about that shitty comment about, just shut down Blue Sky. That was referencing the fact that everything changed. It's all over NPR and the news and every newspaper you read. But Disney has bought a large portion of News Corp and Fox. That includes Blue Sky. So we have, until the deal goes through, will remain part of 20th Century Fox. But once the deal goes through, Blue Sky will be under the heading of Disney. Weird.
Very weird.
That is weird.
So,
have you guys had a meeting about this at all over at a company meeting or anything?
Yeah,
like, is there any inside information you can give us,
we
or
know
is
nothing.
it just
We know absolutely nothing.
okay?
yeah, they said that everything will stay exactly the same for a year to 18 months until all the deals are like finalized or whatever. So it's literally just sitting on pins and needles, not knowing what's going to happen for another fucking year.
Because the real reality is the only people that know what's going to happen after that time period is Disney. Disney will own us. They will decide whether to keep us, to shut us down, to sell us to somebody else, to change how we function, our structure of what we produce. They own us entirely. So it's interesting times. The best case scenario is they leave us alone like they did when they bought Pixar, and we can continue to make the movies we do, and they just use us to gain more and more content, which is the purpose of this acquisition, to build content for their streaming services. That would be best case scenario, and maybe they would throw in some silver passes for us as well to go to Disneyland. Worst case scenario, we all lose our jobs and have to move and find some other way to make money.
See, and that just like breaks my heart, because everybody at Blue Sky, that's like, regardless of whatever movies we make, we're like the best fucking team ever, and we're all very close, and to just like have to break that whole group up would be like heartbreaking.
Yeah, the one thing... Sorry, I know you're going to go on, Pete, but the one thing that's consistent every single time we have animators come and go from Blue Sky, the one thing that remains consistent is that the family and the structure and the camaraderie at Blue Sky is second to none. At least that's consistent.
Absolutely, and I've yet to find another place that feels like that ever since I've left. And honestly, I think that the camaraderie is great. It's like untouched in my opinion, and the people are amazing. The people are awesome, and the work to life balance. You won't find that at another feature film studio.
Right.
Yeah.
You will not find that work to life balance that they have there.
Well, that's even under Jeff's perfect scenario where Disney lets us do whatever they want or whatever we want, and they just release our movies or whatever. There's still the possibility that we would have to like use their work schedule stuff, like at Disney, where I think they're required to work 6 days a week when crunch hits or something like that. I don't want to do that.
I mean, that's definitely a product of that. They keep getting their stories fucked up and they have to rewrite it at the last second.
Yeah. I mean, from an outsider's perspective, like, I'm really hoping for the best for you guys. Like the fact that people are trash talking you like that is just terrible. And you know, it would crush me to see you guys close your doors. It would, and I haven't even been there. I'm going on 10 years not being there, but it would still hurt quite a bit.
It'd be very surreal not to have. I mean, I remember when PDI closed down. It was just like, really? There's no more PDI? Like, that was so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the idea that there'd be no more Blue Sky would be awful.
Yeah, because then you're starting to, if you think about it that way too, it's like now you're starting to look at like, okay, well, then what does that do for the industry? That's not good for the industry.
It's really not.
It's homogenizing everything.
Exactly. There's nothing. Nobody brings anything different to the table because it's all under the same umbrella, and I don't know.
And might I say one more time? I really don't care. Like, this is not affiliated with Blue Sky or Fox or whatever. Fuck Asifa. God damn. We get Golden Globe nomination for Best Animated Film, but the fucking animated awards of the Annies cannot give us that nod, and they continue to shine light on Disney over and over and over and over and over. Everybody's heard of fucking Disney. Shine some light on some independent projects, for fucking sake. Jesus Christ. Fuck Asifa.
Hey,
well, and now that's kind of like what you guys were telling us with CTN. Everything's starting to look the same.
Yeah.
And everybody, and I mean, honestly, I'm kind of scared just for entertainment as a whole, because that is happening in movies and games and whatever. Everything's going the safe route. Nothing's really trying anything new or different, and people are eating it up. Like
that's the problem.
What was it? I saw that I was at the Star Wars premiere, and not the actual premiere. We went to the opening show, and it was a full house, obviously, and we saw that Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that looks like fucking shit. I think that movie looks like shit. Thanos looks like a fucking microwaved potato. And people are and the moment he came out of that portal, everybody started cheering and screaming. I was just sitting there shaking my head like, man, people eat this shit up. It's ridiculous.
Well, and it's even like feeding into Star Wars, like, not to get into what we're going to talk about later, but that legit just felt like a fucking Marvel movie that happened to take place in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking about this earlier, and I wanted to see, like, what were the movies that Disney released this year versus the movies that 20th Century Fox released this year, and the type of movies that will probably go away. So Disney this year, and I don't even think this is a full list, just the thing that comes up on Google, they released Coco, Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, Beauty and the Beast, Cars 3, and Olaf's Frozen Adventure. And that's not even counting any of the Marvel stuff. And all of that hits the exact same note for all audiences. It's like, it's perfect for everyone, but not specific enough for anyone. And then you got 20th Century Fox releasing R-rated stuff, PG-13 stuff, PG stuff. You've got Logan, the Kingsman sequel, Murder on the Orient Express, War for the Planet of the Apes, Ferdinand, Alien Covenant, and Boss Baby. So you've got like a wide range of films that are just going to go the fuck away. Disney's not going to release an R-rated fucking sci-fi horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is bad for the industry, and all the fucking idiots online that are just like, yay, my Fantastic Four are going to be in the Avengers. Go fuck yourself and think about how this is going to affect everything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody's jizzing the fact that fucking Wolverine will finally be in these goddamn Avenger movies.
Yep.
But that's the thing.
Shallow.
That's the thing is when these people, and that's the reason why you see in a new fucking superhero movie every goddamn week or two, and it's because they cater to these people, and it looks like they are getting what they want, but how long will that? How sustainable is that? You know what I mean? People are gonna get sick of that shit.
It's gonna reach its bubble. I mean, they're starting to run out of characters. Avengers is reading their max. Like, the height of Avengers storytelling, what it's been leading up to is this movie, The Infinity Wars. Once it's over, where are you going from that?
Well, they've been talking about how they're going to reboot it and like recast all those characters. And it's like, as soon as you do that, you're going to get everyone upset and not thrilled about it. And I think that will be the end of this Marvel heyday, or at least the beginning of it.
We need to go back to the day when I was in high school and middle school, when if you liked comic books, you were a fucking outcast.
Well, I don't want to go back there. But they just gotta like pull the restraints a little bit and hold off on this stuff. They're releasing too much of the same stuff too fast.
And honestly, now that, and you know, like one of the things I saw online recently was the fact that they are making yet another trilogy of fucking Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Everybody's fucking rejoicing. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there and I posted about it on Facebook. I said, like, maybe I'm getting old, but this ruins Star Wars for me. To me, Star Wars is an event. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if you take that away, that part of it away, it's no longer special at all. You know, it's like the Christmas every day thing. You know, there comes a point where it just it's oversaturating, and you're gonna turn fans away.
I completely agree, and I think that's like one of the reasons why I was not ever super excited for The Last Jedi. Like, I saw the trailers and I was like, cool, it looks good, but like I wasn't foaming at the mouth like I was for The Force Awakens, because they didn't build up any appetite for me. They just fucking put it out.
Yeah. No, I agree. I actually, the night I went to go see it, I was like, man, I really don't feel like doing this. You know what I mean? And it's not like because I'm not a Star Wars fan. I've known it my entire fucking life, but like I'm already starting to feel that fatigue of like, you know, this isn't like
Yep.
God damn it, you know.
I'm sorry for my coughs, everybody.
It goes back to that same thing. Too much of a good thing is not good.
Yeah.
Our teeth are going to be rotten, and then we're just going to have to gum each other's little assholes to get sustenance.
Yeah. I mean, there was something special about the wait between, episode 6 and then before episode 1 came out. Like, that gap, I don't know. That was, and then when it finally came out, that was very special. But if we're going to have one every year, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Can we jump into Star Wars now? I mean, we
probably should. I mean, it's like you got we were talking about. I mean, I saw the Han Solo, like the Han Solo movie poster today at the theater, and you would think I would want to go see that movie, and I really don't.
I have no desire to see that movie. Zero.
Yeah.
No, especially with all the fucking directorial changes and shit.
Yeah, that makes me worried. Dude, Han Solo was Harrison Ford. I'm done with it. That's it.
Yeah.
What did the poster actually look like, Pete?
It was literally the logo on a starfield.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Very exciting.
Yellow text.
No, it's gold.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
A little lost that bet.
Oh, speaking of bets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely lost.
Yeah, you did.
Spoilers, I completely lost. By the time I knew we were recording, I didn't have a chance to go to the grocery store. So I will eat the peppers. I will definitely eat the peppers next time we meet up.
So let's mark this as the point. Spoilers are coming. We're talking about them now. If you haven't seen Star Wars yet and you don't want spoilers, just hit stop now.
Yeah.
Well, should we talk about news first and then do the spoilers?
Well, now they already hit stop. But yeah, let's go on to news. Let's go on to news.
Because there's a lot of news, man. So like, there's like new trailers. There's new. The Game Awards happened. We have the PlayStation Experience happen. It's crazy. This past few weeks have been nuts. Let's talk Game Awards. All right,
let's do it.
So the first thing is that obviously Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild wins Game of the Year.
Yep, I agree.
I do not, but that's okay. Cuphead won Best Indie Game. I agree with that for sure. And Best Debut Game and Best Art Direction. That's all very well deserved in my opinion, for sure. There was a new Death Stranding trailer.
Did you all watch that?
Yes.
I haven't got a chance to see it yet.
Oh,
I will watch it.
It was crazy.
And then there was like the Valley of the Gods trailer premiere. In the Valley of the Gods trailer.
So that one's cool because if anyone played Firewatch, that's the same team. But now there's like, because like you play Firewatch and you want to see another person the whole time, but you never do. Now in this game, you've got like a person with you the whole time, and it's all like it looks like a decent CG movie. It looks really cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm glad. Like Mikey put this list together, and I'm glad you did because I have had nothing but problems with my computers lately.
Oh no!
I'm finally back on my feet, and but when you sent me this list, I was like, oh, thank God. So at the PlayStation Experience, they announced the Last Guardian VR.
Yep, I just downloaded it.
That looks cool. Is it only free for a limited time, or?
No, I think it's free forever.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I think it's only like a 10-15 minute experience, but it's free, and I get to see my baby boy Trico up large and big.
Yeah, I want to check that out for sure. But I have to wait till after Christmas because, I have to wait till my son gets it.
Yeah.
But so it's the 10th anniversary of Uncharted. Did they do anything special, Mike?
Yeah, they had like an hour-long panel where they basically just trotted out all the actors from the series, and they just reminisced, and it was funny and a little emotional when they all started to cry and stuff because, Nathan Drake, I forget, what's the guy that plays Drake? Nolan North, right?
Yeah.
He's like done with Uncharted because now Uncharted 4 was like the end of his story, so it was cool to like see him thank everybody for all the stuff that he's been given being a part of those games and how life-changing they were, etc., etc.
Yeah. It's and there was also the Last of Us Part 2 panel.
Yep.
Right?
That was interesting and like incredibly awkward because I did not like the lady that moderated it, and she was like making all sorts of jokes and shit and not asking enough questions. And they didn't show anything new, but the two main people, Joel and Ellie from the game, the actors that play them, they played guitar and sang a song that's coming from the game live, and that was pretty cool. Nothing super exciting from the game, but it was just cool to see all that.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, Jeff still needs to play the first one so he can play the second.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Something that happened the past few weeks that we need to talk about. We really fucking need to talk about this.
Okay.
Is the announcement and preview trailer of Mega Man 11 from Capcom.
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Now, since I wrote this down, there has been some new details. Apparently, according to PlayAsia.com, it's going to be a $60 game.
No.
Just wait. The whole right. It comes with other games, right?
Does it? I don't know.
No, I don't think it does.
Are you serious? I thought it was going to come with Mega Man 1 through 10, and then 11 was going to be like an additional part. Maybe I'm totally misread that.
I thought that that they were gonna release a collection. Mega Man 11 was like its own thing.
Oh man, yeah.
That's what I thought anyway.
That. Okay. The game just, it looks awful. It looks awful.
Yeah,
it looks really bad.
They learned nothing from the errors of Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
And I mean, like 2.5D. It's kind of like one of those things. Is either you love it or you hate it. For me, choosing this format for a Mega Man game was a complete travesty. You know, like choose it, making like him 3D, and it's not even like. It's like they didn't even fucking try with like the animation at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was so shitty.
He's slipping all over the place. He's too big on the screen. It doesn't fit the format, like you said. Like, and the real thing that's sad is they rebooted. Like, they came back to Mega Man with 9 and 10. Like, those came out only like a handful of years ago, and they made it look like the old Mega Man. And they were super successful, really well done, and really well received.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, the irony of that day. I was talking to a guy in the hallway talking about Mega Man, and I was like, man, I really wish they would make a Mega Man 11. Literally an hour later, you texted, or Michael texted, saying Mega Man 11, and I was like, holy shit, like, that is some crazy timing. And then I look at it and go, never fucking mind. Never mind.
Yeah.
Nope.
And the funny, and you know what's interesting is that, like, I was reading all the comments about it underneath, and people are eating that shit up.
Really?
People are eating that shit up. I've even seen comments say, like, I'm glad they're not doing a pixelated version. I'm sick of that shit. Blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, that's something that goes hand in hand with those games. You know what I mean? It's like you're basically breaking, like, an ethos or some shit. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's like...
I don't know. Whatever.
Here's a funny tweet by some random guy. Bold move by Capcom to announce a spiritual successor to Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, that's good.
That's spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks awful, and it doesn't look like it's fun to play either. You know, it looks like it looks like it'd be kind of sluggish and aggravating.
I really don't mind if they really want to, if they have to change the format. Just like they did they took Mega Man and turned it into Mega Man X, and that was like, oh, they took it and then advanced it, and it feels still great. This is not going to be that.
No,
because it's not. You can see the technical parts of the game not working.
Can you lower the music just a little bit? It's kind of loud on my end.
Oh, yeah, that shit's getting crazy.
Mike Tyson coming at you.
Yeah, it's gross. I'm not interested in that at all.
No.
And then another piece of news that happened was they released for Breath of the Wild a DLC called what's it called? The Champions or something like that. Oh.
Isn't it the Ballad of Champions or something like that?
Yeah. Anyway, there's a motorcycle in it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only guy who thinks that's fucking stupid.
No, I think it's pretty stupid too, but in terms of travel, I think that's nice.
Yeah, it's funny.
What?
Well, it's just funny that, yeah, it doesn't belong in the world, but, you know, it is nice to get around.
Yeah. Because I always feel like I'm cheating when I fast travel, but I never rode a horse, so I would run everywhere. So that motorcycle just zooming over mountaintops, that would be nice.
Mm.
Even though I agree, I think it doesn't fit in the world of Zelda at all.
But again,
even though he's carrying around a fucking tablet that whole video game.
Again, people are eating that shit up.
They should just let him get his cart from Mario Kart and drive that around.
And at least that would make more sense. You know? But And then there were other things to talk about. There was a few new trailers that were played actually at the beginning of Star Wars, which were one of them in particular like blew me away. Spider-Man, the Spider-Man trailer.
That played in front of Star Wars for you?
Yeah,
they really mixed up the different theaters on what was playing and what wasn't playing.
That was real, dude. Like, I'm not even a superhero fan. I'm like the least superhero fan you'll probably ever meet. But like that Into the Spideyverse or Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
That looks like refreshing for a fucking superhero movie.
Absolutely, man. I watched the trailer for the first time on my phone, which is not a good way to watch that trailer because you can't see all the cool fucking rendering stuff that they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, they got... Can you turn that down, Jeff? It's so distracting. Thank you. But like on all the highlights and everything, they have that, I forget what it's called, like the dots, like the Pantone dots or whatever that they do in comics, and like they use depth of field really cool where it like goes lenticular or something. I don't even know what they're doing, but it's fucking awesome, man. Really cool stuff.
Yeah. Super creative.
Oh yeah, and then there's that shot when he's jumping across the bus or whatever, and it pops into like 2D stuff for literally 2 or 3 frames.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's so cool. And then refreshing. A lot of it is actually on 2s and 3s, it looks like, and I think it works really well for the action stuff, but then less so on the facial acting stuff, because then it starts looking a little bit like TV animation, I thought.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Like I was, like when I was watching it, there was something that was a little off-putting, like when they were delivering, like quiet dialogue. You know what I mean? It was a little strange, but yeah, it was. Other than that, it was really great.
Yeah, I think it's a super sweet-looking movie. I have no idea what the story will be like. I don't know anything really about Spider-Man canon or whatever, but I appreciate that it's Miles Morales instead of Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
cool.
Cool.
That's mixing it up a bit, huh?
Yeah.
So another trailer that played was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, it's got dinosaurs in it.
Me personally, I'm not all that interested in that shit, but because I never like after. I want to say like the last time I saw a Jurassic Park movie was like 2.
Wow, really?
Yeah, no, that's not true. I saw 3 and I hated it.
Most people do, but not me.
I never went back to it. But yeah, I mean, I thought it looked like the effects were great. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it all looked super CG, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not like super over the moon for it, but any movie with giant dinosaurs, I'm sort of already there for. Mm-hmm. And there were also lots of people complaining that it looked like they were spoiling the movie because like there's a whole big volcano thing. But I actually think that's first act shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Anyway. I forgot about it. It's about like escaping the island.
Yeah.
See, it didn't stick with me that well.
No, I mean, it's a bad premise that when I first watched that trailer, I was like, oh, seriously? You guys are just copying Jurassic Park 3, the one that everybody hates, with like a really flimsy reason to go back to an island full of dinosaurs? Not smart, but whatever.
Yeah. And then Ready Player One trailer played before Star Wars.
Yeah.
That looks pretty dope.
What do you think about Overwatch characters being in there, though?
I don't think they should be.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence about it for the simple reason that it takes place so far in the future that I would think that it would be like kind of a drop in the bucket as far as like 20 years goes.
Right. It would still be old school in that future.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just weird that, I mean, reading the book, you you definitely got the sense that it was all about the love of the early 80s. Like, even late 80s became something that they were, like, not really digging. Like, all of a sudden they were starting to talk about how, like, Steven Spielberg's films were starting to turn, and just, like, the 90s just weren't where it's at. To then start to dip into the...
Literally anything.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah.
Overwatch came out in, like, what, 2016? Like, that's a bit of ways away from the 80s.
Yeah. And you got Iron Giant in there and everything. It's like there's just throwing literally all of pop culture that they could afford or get the rights to into that movie.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like I said, I'm on the fence about it. I could see it both ways, you know.
And I don't know. I feel like it's... Well, number one, I don't think it's going to be a good movie. And number two, I think the only reason people will like it is for literally what we're talking about is just like freeze framing and like looking at the crowds of things and be like, oh, look, there's the Battletoads. That's cool, huh?
Right.
It's not because the story is going to be any good. It's just like, wow, did you see that Gundam in the background? Pretty neat.
Yeah.
I hope that, because the story is actually very good. I hope they don't fuck it up.
I do not like the guy that they cast as I forget what his name is, but the lead engineer guy that dies.
Oh,
his delivery in that trailer was like fucking awful.
That is not... What? I forget the guy's name. I
The
want to say
lead
Haddon, but I don't think that's right.
Yeah, the guy that puts on the whole quest.
But yeah, he was...
Oh.
He looked a little bit like a really... Like a poor man's Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little strange to see him like his like little like spirally white hair and sort of look kind of like Shakespeare.
But you gotta admit, it's nice to see like the the DeLorean back and like going down the street and flying real fast. Like, that's just kind of cool.
Yeah, of course.
No, I don't give a shit about that. It's all just like ugly ass looking fucking CG with swoopy cameras over everything. Like, the main character looks like a fucking shitty ass anime character rendered or like directed by Steven Spielberg, who has no fucking clue what anime even is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way it looks.
I don't have any hope that the movie's going to be good. I mean, I guess I have hope, but I don't have any confidence it will be.
Well, what was it? There was another movie that was really highly regarded, a highly regarded book called Ender's Game, and that I heard was a steaming pile of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a good movie.
I never even watched it.
Yeah, I didn't even bother because talk about like no marketing, they knew it sucked. You know, I don't even think I knew it came out until well after it was in the theaters.
Well, it also came out at the same time that it came out that what's his name, Orson Scott Card, whatever the author's name is, was like super anti-gay, so that affected the movie too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's everything for the news. I mean, we're coming up on the year. We got to start thinking about our lists.
Yep.
You know? I can probably count on one hand how many movies I've seen this year, so my list won't be very long. But it's always good to. I love hearing your guys' favorite movies and games and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's always like we've done it now. This will be our third one, I think, and it's always my favorite episodes.
Yep.
Yeah, and that will probably be our 50th episode too.
Which is pretty cool that happened. That's neat.
Yeah, it's. I think this is our. Let me see. I could tell you in a couple seconds here.
I think this is 49.
I do believe that's right. This is 49, so yeah, it'll be 50.
Snip snappity.
That's a pretty damn good way of doing things.
Let's dive deep into Star Wars now.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Should we start with the bets?
Oh yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Let me find it.
Yeah, I have them up.
Let's
I
not
have them
start
up.
with the bets.
You have them up?
It's too bad we don't have Mindy on the podcast because she was part of the betting. But
I mean, I could go get her if you want. That would add time and make
you're
it.
right. All right. We'll just run down the list. So we had: does Luke die? Does Kylo Ren kill Princess Leia? Is Luke Skywalker seen in a lightsaber fight that cannot be seen as training? Do we see General or Admiral Akbar? Does Rey appear to be moving towards the dark side, or is it ambiguous by the end of the movie that she may be on the dark side? And do we find out whose Rey's parents are? Given all that, Pete got 0. So he definitely didn't win.
There's a couple. I will say there's 2 things in there that's contestable.
Yeah. So
I
we
agree.
have
Let's go.
the 2 contestable are Luke Skywalker seen in a lightsaber fight. Is
like
he
a lightsaber, like combat, because he never actually clashed lightsabers with them.
Hold on, reiterating, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he is seen. So one, you're led to believe that is a fight, and it kind of is a fight at the end of the movie. Like the whole, I don't know. It certainly is a fight. He got schooled.
He's just so good that he doesn't have to swing his blade. So like when Jackie Chan's fighting drunken monkey style or whatever it's called, and he never actually lands a punch, that's still a fight. He's just using everyone's energy against them.
Yeah. And then my contestment to say, all right, fine, he doesn't make contact, like 2 swords don't make contact. Well, when he's in the flashback with Kylo Ren in the tent, they do make sword contact, and that could be considered a fight too.
You're right. You are right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that part in the tent.
You forgot about that scene that we had to watch 3 times?
All right, and then the other question is that's somewhat up for debate is: do we find out who Rey's parents are?
I really don't believe you do. Like me personally,
Really?
I don't think I'm not satisfied with the answer they gave. I think there's more to it.
I think I agree with you that there might be more to it, but I don't know where I'm going with this. So
I mean, it's not like any of this matters. Even with it, I would have lost. But
the way I was looking at it is in the context of if this is the only, like, take this film on its own, like not knowing that there's going to be an episode 9. Then for this film's purpose, we do know as much as we'll ever know about Rey's parents. They said who they are. They're basically junk rats that sold her, and that basically they're gamblers or whatever that died. And they just sold her off for nothing. And that the whole point is that who are they? They are nothing. They're nothing. She comes from nothing. That's the answer. Mm-hmm. And it very well could be like episode 9 might not ever touch back on the parents ever again because that is the answer. So yeah, I do say we could look at it both ways, but
I also hope that that is not true, because I was talking to Drew about this. Like, if she really is just a nobody, then why the fuck is she the main character in a series that has always followed the Skywalker bloodline? Like, I can't, just in my brain, I do not like the idea of the 3rd trilogy being about someone that is not related to the Skywalkers. Just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a very good point.
Anyway.
Yep, so those were the 2 contestables. Other than that, everything was pretty much black or white, and I completely came out on the losing end of everything.
Yeah, even with those 2 answers, if you were to swap them any which way, Pete still ends up losing, whether he loses by 3 or 4 points, or whether he loses just by 2. So,
right. So who had the most points?
Mindy got the most. She if we go by like what we said, which is, do Rey's parents do we know who Rey's parents are? Yes. And is Luke seen fighting? Yes. Then we'll say Mindy got 5. Sorry, 5, and then you and Michael and I got 4, and then Pete got 0.
Wowzers.
Yep.
And I definitely thought I was losing in the middle of the movie. I could not remember what I voted for in half of them, so I was just like, fuck, I got that one wrong. Fuck, I got that one wrong. I don't want to eat jalapenos again.
The funniest one is your question, Pete. You brought up, will we see Akbar? And you said no.
Yep. And then I saw him on screen. I was like, fuck.
Well, see, I thought it was going to be contestable because, like, that's a whole race of people. You got fishmen, whatever the fuck they're called. That doesn't have to be General Akbar. And then, like, 2 minutes later, like, General Akbar's dead.
Yep.
Yeah. I know, they even mentioned him by name. I was like, oh, shit, there's no getting out of it.
There's no getting out of it. That... Oh, come on, man. That guy has been in most of Star Wars, and they kill him with no fanfare whatsoever.
I know.
Yeah.
He's gone. All right, don't worry about it.
I believe the guy who actually did his voice for years died like during production.
Oh, snap.
Which might have been why they killed him that way, but I don't know. Yeah, well, I was actually sad when he died. I was like, oh man, that's fucked up.
Well, let's talk about how they really flubbed up the death/not death of Leia.
Oh yeah, that would have been just fine if she was dead there.
I hated that part where she flew. I hated it.
It was atrocious.
It was so bad. The CG was real bad, and then the costuming and just design of it was real bad.
Number one, I didn't like it when she died. First and foremost, because they sort of spoiled that in the trailers. They alluded to it anyway, and then they changed it up a little bit by Kylo not actually pulling the trigger, but whatever. And then it happened, and it was just like so sudden, and nobody gave a shit. I was like, holy crap, that's how they're gonna fucking kill Leia? That is bad. And then she came back to life, and I was like, oh, interesting. And then she flew, and I was like, oh, not so interesting. And then she was in a coma, and I was like, oh, interesting. And then she came out of the coma, and I was like, oh, not so interesting. And then by the end of it, she's still alive. So what the fuck are they going to do with her in the next movie?
Yeah, because they said specifically they're not going to digitize her.
Right.
You know? Which they shouldn't, because the last time they did, they borked it up royally.
That, I think, my overall main critique of this movie is it felt like it was made in a fucking silo away from all the other movies. Like, it didn't feel at all narratively or character-driven similar to the Force Awakens, and they don't leave any room at the end for where the story will go in the next one. Because, like, all the plots get tied up by the end, and it's just like, here's a self-contained movie that Rian Johnson thought was pretty neat.
Yep.
The other thing that I found kind of bizarre was the Admiral with the purple hair. Who the fuck was that?
Admiral Holdo.
Like, where did she come from, and why did she have such a close tie with Leia, and we've never seen her before?
Oh, you didn't read the books or watch the comics or whatever the hell it is that everybody else knows who that is?
I don't care about that shit.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm just guessing that other people probably do know her, but yeah.
I don't know. I just found it like I couldn't get behind their like moment together. Like,
I don't. And what's the actress's name? Laura Dern, right? Laura
yes.
Dern?
Yeah. Yeah.
Laura Dern. Yeah. She's a good actress. That was awful. She was the only bad acting in the entire movie.
Well,
bad.
I wasn't too thrilled with anyone's acting. Like, we were talking about it after the movie, specifically about Rey, because like we didn't know who that actress was before Force Awakens comes out, and she's making that movie like in a silo away from everything. But now that the first one came out, she's got like all these expectations on her to be a good actress in this next one. People are watching her more closely, and I feel like she did not do as good a job as she did the first time around.
That's funny. I wrote down a bunch of positives about the movie, and one of them was I thought there was good acting with Rey and Kylo Ren.
I mean, I think Kylo is awesome. I think he's the best actor in that whole gang.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I didn't care for any of the the writing for the characters. Like, Rey felt different than she did in the last one. Finn was just like an afterthought, it felt like. And even with the stupid lady with the purple hair, like, what the fuck was the point of her not telling Poe the plan?
I don't know. That was the weirdest thing. All right,
it's like,
so talk about...
There's some other problems, too. I just don't want to be considered as shitting on the movie, because I actually did enjoy it. But right, there was some other problems.
So, to be fair, I tried to, like, because I know this could just turn into a giant bitch fest. I wrote down 10 things I liked and 11 things I didn't.
mm-hmm.
So we already talked about some nice acting. But, all right, so I'll go on to one of the bad things that you guys are hinting at, which was, the Admiral Holdo thing, like her weird thing. But what's with the way she took out the ship, the FTL thing, where she turned the ship around? One, why did she have to sacrifice herself? Princess Leia says whatever she is, General, whatever she is, says we've already lost too many people, and then she just says, "Well, yeah, but you taught me that we have to learn to let go." It's so absurd. So she takes a bullet for everybody, but at first she's going to just let herself get destroyed, right?
That's what I thought.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is going to be sad. And then she sees that they're being fired upon little escape ships, and she's like, you know what? Instead of just exploding, I'm going to turn this ship around, hit my faster than light FTL thing, and zoom right through this thing and destroy it. Why isn't that your first thought?
Well, yes. If that actually works in that universe, why is that not the only weapon that anyone uses? Why didn't they just use fucking 10 X-Wings and fly through the Death Star?
Because an X-Wing is too small to have a hyperdrive.
They know. Then why do they fly into it? They always do. You see X-Wings do that all the time. How did Luke get to Dagobah?
I don't know, but I can tell you that right. I can tell you that apparently the reason why you remember the Jedi Starfighters from the first trilogy?
Yeah. The A-Wing lookalikes?
They were considered too small to have a hyperdrive, so they had those like orb things that they docked into.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I remember them saying that an X-Wing couldn't go in a hyperdrive because they was too small.
Well, either way,
why don't they
I feel like
a shit ton of those whatever ship, and then just constantly use their faster than light stuff to burst through anything? Like, why don't they make missiles that go faster than light and then shoot through everything? Like, if it's so explosive that they showed that, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, one, it was really cool to see that, and the sound went out, and that was fucking awesome. But my immediate next thought was, why haven't we seen this 50,000 times already?
And it better be more commonplace in the future of the Star Wars, because like it's like a complete game changer that I feel like in the writer's room they're like, that would be fucking dope, that they didn't think all the way through.
Yeah. But there was a lot of stuff like that all the way through the movie, was things just don't add up, and it doesn't. You have to turn your brain off so severely on this movie. More so than any other Star Wars, I feel like you have to really be like, just fucking forget about it.
This is just a very tiny little nitpick of a lot of larger nitpicks that I have, but like, Rey grew up on a desert planet, right? Mm-hmm. Then she goes and visits Luke on this island, and she goes down in the fucking stupid black hole thing, which maybe I'll talk about later. That little black mossy butthole in the ground. Yeah. She falls through it and lands in water and just swims over to the edge. And she's never fucking swam before.
Yeah.
What's going on? She's just a pro at swimming already too? Fuck this bitch.
I was having a conversation with somebody recently, my friend Ron, and he said, what the fuck was the point of Rose and Finn?
Oh, dude,
like, yeah, that is definitely
what was the point of that
on my list of bad things.
I said, I don't know. I didn't really think about it. And he said, well, think about it. Like, honestly, like, their whole thing was to just go on this mission and completely fail.
Yeah.
They failed at everything they did in that movie.
Yeah. This is my one and only note I wrote about Rose and Finn. Rose fucking sucks. She made Finn suck.
Yeah.
Like, I just hated her character. She's just like...
Yeah. Her intro was like, all right, we're going to sell her as this socially awkward character. And they hit it over the head so hard that it makes her unlikable. And then she's just, they clearly establish her as somebody who's just down in the basement, doesn't really talk to anybody, and is not really like, she's not a starfighter and she's not a hero. And by the end of the movie, for some reason, she gets to pilot one of the very few ships that's going to take out and protect the entire rebellion.
Yeah.
Why? Why is she one of the pilots? Who is she? Why?
Yeah. So she can save Finn and deliver a stupid line and then, like, faint.
Oh, but she kisses right before she realizes she fucked up everything. She's like, look, I just killed the rebellion. Mwah. What?
It doesn't matter to me because I'm dead.
God, so bad. So bad. There was a guy sitting behind me that when they kissed, he says, really? Are we doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, man, but the crowd I was with must have been fucking idiots because they were eating everything up. Everything. Like they cheered at that part.
Oh, yeah. No, the theater I was in was not digging it. Hold on, I want to talk about at least one positive thing.
I'm looking through my list. And I'm like, I don't think I wrote a positive thing.
All right, go.
My positive thing was I really liked seeing Yoda again.
Boom, that's on my list. Yeah, and they did it really well. They actually did a puppet. The puppet looked nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the first shot that we saw Yoda, it was CG attempting to be a puppet.
Okay, yeah, the hologram one looked a little funny until it started to like become more materialized. I was like, whoa, what's going on? And then I was like, oh, there he is. That's nice.
All right, so like it is cool seeing Yoda, blah 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 blah. But what, you can just fucking like draw lightning from the sky now? Like I just feel like they made up all sorts of new Jedi tricks. Like what the fuck is this bridging people's minds so they can just chat, have a little chat together?
That is true. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that like you're supposed to be dead, Yoda. You're not. You can't keep fighting. You can't like summon lightning bolts and change stuff.
Right.
What's the point?
And there's so many like flip-floppy things. Like for example, with Yoda talking to Luke, he bops him on the head with his little stick, and it actually hits Luke in the face. Similarly, when Luke is like astral projecting his body to go fight Kylo Ren, he gives Leia those fucking dice that nobody has any fucking clue what those dice are because they're just a fucking piece of prop from the first movie that no one paid any goddamn attention to.
Yeah, what? Okay, I thought I was really missing something.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
We're supposed to, we're not supposed to know that Luke isn't actually there and this is a cool Force thing, but he gives her those fucking dice and she holds on to them. She keeps them. And then when Luke dies, they disappear. Like, so I guess Jedis can now materialize objects while they're alive? It's all just fucking nonsense.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
So back to the dice, though. Apparently, those are just 2 dice that were hanging in the Millennium Falcon, in A New Hope back in the day, and I only know this because I read it, and I think like those were the dice that Han won the Millennium Falcon with, or something. So it was supposed to be meaningful, but you can't just make something up and expect everyone to know what the fuck doing.
That's like fan service to the fucking 20th power. Then like
yeah, because I had no idea. I was like, oh, I missed something in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Again, I feel like these movies were made completely separate from each other, and they didn't even talk about what they were doing, because that's something that if you're gonna have a payoff, you need to fucking set it up first.
Yeah.
So, I loved the movie.
Yeah, me too. That's the funny thing.
Actually, I didn't.
Okay. One other thing I liked was Crate. The planet Crate with the salt and then the red soil.
That was really cool.
Visually, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. Then you got the fucking idiot. Just so we know it's not Hoth. Swipes it up, licks it. Salty.
Yeah,
Like, thanks, buddy.
poor use
I
of
got it.
exposition. We didn't need to know it was salt. We didn't need to know anything. I don't know what that was. I don't know why we needed that. That was weird exposition that should have hit the cutting room floor.
Can we discuss how quote unquote humorous this movie was?
Yeah. I have that as a positive and a negative. Mainly a negative.
I don't know. I thought the humor with C-3PO was done rather well. It felt like his character to me.
Yeah, that was fine. I didn't have any problems with C-3PO. What I had a problem with the main, like, the opening joke with the
Poe.
Poe and Hux with the whole thing, like, leave a message for whatever, and like talking to his mom, or leave a message for whatever the fuck. I'm brutalizing this.
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyways, that whole thing. And then also the part I really didn't like was when Rey hands Luke Skywalker his lightsaber back, and he tosses it like it's fucking like a sour fish or something.
I could not stand that scene. That just fucking stomps on the ending of The Force Awakens. Like, oh god, that really, really frustrated me, because like you spend all of Force Awakens building up to this moment where these two characters meet, and then like I understand that they're trying to like make a point about how Luke doesn't want to do this with her, but does he really have to toss it over his shoulder like it's a fucking Guardians of the Galaxy movie? This is fucking Star Wars.
And it was not even just the fact that he tossed it, it was the way he tossed it. It was a bad acting choice, because when you throw it over your shoulder like it's like spilt salt, it's specifically made for comedy and not out of frustration. Like, Luke's not frustrated, he's trying to be funny. It was bad.
Yeah. Another acting choice, I'm assuming it's an acting choice and hoping it wasn't written in, but when Kylo has all the AT-ATs or whatever these new forms of things are, shoot him with all the things, and then he fucking brushes off his shoulder, I was like, get the fuck out of here, Luke. You do not do that. Yeah. That is not a thing you do.
It did feel off. It felt out of character for him. Sure.
Yeah, the theater exploded when he did that, though.
Oh, I know. Yeah. And that's just like, that's Disney knowing exactly what all those fucking morons want. I'm sorry if you are listening to this and you like all those movies, and I've called you a moron quite a bit this episode, but I'm sick. I'm on drugs right now.
All right, hold on. There was one joke that was completely not in the world of Star Wars, but I laughed so fucking hard that I have to give it a thumbs up, was the Luke saying, "Do you feel the Force?" and he's tickling Rey's fingers. That was fucking funny.
Wait, what? I don't remember that.
He's like, "Do you feel?"
He had the leaf, and he's like,
"I've never felt anything like it."
Oh, yeah. I didn't find that funny.
I almost kept laughing and being really like, I almost gave myself the giggles. I thought that was funny. Just continuing to laugh into the next scene. Just thought that was really funny.
How about Luke fucking milking those women things for their blue milk?
Yeah. That was funny. That was funny. I thought that was funny.
It was gross as hell.
It was super gross. It's like that uncomfortable funniness, you know?
It's just, I thought it was funny too, but it doesn't fit in Star Wars to me.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? The thing I found weird is that all this shit, like, you think about the beginning of the movie, the attack on the, what was it, a dreadnought or something like that? Mm-hmm. All this was happening at the same exact moment when Rey was holding out that lightsaber to Luke. So let me ask you this. Where was the dreadnoughts in the first movie? Where were the bombers in the first movie? Because they sure could have fucking used them, right? If the timeline was like that close, where there was literally no change in time, they just like materialized these things out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's a very good point that I didn't even think about. Because, like, in all the interviews, Rian Johnson has said, yes, this movie picks up exactly where the last movie left off.
Yeah.
Well, then you can't have jumps in technological advances and different types of new ships that didn't exist before.
Yeah, and they can, like, track in hyperspace and all this shit.
Did you guys realize that the rebellion was so fucking small?
No, I always thought
really.
it was. I always thought it was. They made it seem like they were down to their fucking last leg there.
Yeah, they seemed like those set of ships were. That was it. Like if they got rid of that, that was the end of anybody that was part of the rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the slowest car chase in all movie history.
Yeah.
You know what? Did you guys ever watch Battlestar Galactica?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first episode 33 where the Cylons are tracking them? Same thing through hyperspace.
Yeah, every 33 seconds.
33 minutes they warp back in. So it was like a really slow car chase. That was so intense and well done. This was awful.
Yeah. Because there was so many ways out of this situation. But instead, there's just two giant ships just fucking cruising along at like 2 miles an hour. All the while going towards the one and only fucking planet in their windshield. And they're like, where are we going? What's the plan? And there's just a fucking planet right there. And then she doesn't tell anyone until everyone's about to die. It's like, we're all going to go down there. They can't track the small ships, guys. Oh my God, I'm going to die. Bye. Blah.
Yeah. Where did they go? Maybe that planet that's right there.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
Here's a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Have they ever mentioned a form of time in Star Wars before? Because in this one, when they were fucking planning their little heist movie, there's just a heist movie in the middle of this movie for some reason. And they're like, you only have 45 seconds to do something, and then you'll have 5 minutes to get out. I was like, I don't think we've ever heard minutes or seconds before in Star Wars.
I've heard
parsecs. Yeah, parsecs. It made the what?
Yeah, the
run?
something run and the Kessler run or some Kessel run.
Less than 5 parsecs. Yeah.
But I think there's speculation on if parsecs are even time or distance.
Well, I mean, I think parsecs is a real word that's distance. So, but whatever.
Just used incorrectly because George Lucas is a dummy.
Right.
Okay, I'll say my positive thing, which is also sort of a negative thing.
Nice.
But I appreciated the way the film was shot. It felt a lot of the shots were really nice. It was very beautiful most of the time. It was edited in a much too modern style for my taste for a Star Wars movie. Case in point, in a scene that I really liked, but also felt completely derivative of a lot of other stuff I've seen, is when Luke is explaining the Force to Rey, which I thought was a very smart way of basically killing off midichlorians, and like making it mystical again and interesting. And he's talking about feeling the Force, and you cut to a shot of a field, and then it cuts back really fast. Then he talks something else, and it cuts to the ocean and cuts back really fast. Like, I thought it was cool, but I've seen it done a bunch of times before, and it didn't work in this setting for me. It really bumped me.
That's interesting.
Another thing that bothered me actually, and I because I'm piggybacking this off of a good thing that I liked. I thought it was a little gratuitous, but I did enjoy the Porgs. I thought they were really awesome characters. However, that made me think of Chewbacca and how if you put him side by side to Chewbacca in the first Star Wars ever, two completely different characters.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
He was completely humanized in this movie.
Yeah, and just like there for laughs and a complete afterthought. I had the same exact thought with R2-D2 because he is on that island with them, but he does literally nothing. At some point, he's just turned off in the middle of the Millennium Falcon, and then he turns on again when Luke shows up, and he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up? I'm R2-D2." But like, why even bring him if he's not gonna do anything? If you're not gonna utilize him?
Yeah.
I'll say I did not like the Porgs. They just felt like minions stuffed into a Star Wars movie. And I felt like every new planet we went to had one Pokemon. We got the super cool crystal dogs. You got the Last Guardian horses on the casino planet. And no other animals. It's just like, here's one cool creature on this planet. That's it. Oh man. This movie, like, honestly, the more I think about it, the more frustrated and disappointed I am with it.
The other, Benicio del Toro?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't understand why he was in the movie.
Or why that whole casino scene even existed.
Yeah, okay, I'll follow you there. I don't think, like you said earlier, that whole Rose and Finn, that whole plot line should have been deleted. So, thus the casino. But given the fact that they did go there, I thought Benicio del Toro's character was really cool.
I mean, I thought he felt somewhat like a Star Wars character. I thought he brought an interesting acting vibe to it with his stuttering and everything.
Yeah,
he
looked cool. Gritty and neat. Okay,
I don't know. To me, it felt kind of forced. You know, I don't know. Like they're like, we need Benicio del Toro in here, so just.
I was very confused. Yeah. I didn't understand if they got the right guy or not. Because he was so...
I don't think they did.
No, they clearly didn't by the end. And they showed the guy with the right, whatever, emblem on his chest.
The lapel there?
Yeah, on the lapel. So that was who they were supposed to get, I guess. And then they ended up with this guy. But they never hit that home with, like, all right, this guy will have to do. Like, at least they...
Well, and they basically say, like, literally only one guy can do this. And then, oh, nope, we got put in a jail cell with another guy who can also do it. Cool.
Yeah,
I guess being a master code breaker isn't that hard.
I kept waiting for them to, like, say, well, my lapel pin got stolen or I lost it in a bet. So I was like, oh, this is the right guy, but he just happens to turn on him anyways. I don't know.
Right. I was expecting him to take off his shirt and he'd have a tattoo of the flower on his chest or whatever.
Right.
But no such luck.
Maz sucked, by the way. Hated her.
Yeah, that was a weird little insert.
Yeah.
What was going on there? Like, she was just, like, fighting something, and then she was taking a cell phone call in the middle of it. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Well, on one of the podcasts I was listening to, they were like, yeah, that's obviously just a tie-in. You watch the TV show to see what she was actually doing that will tie into this moment in the movie.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's It's funny because like maybe it was the crowd that the crowd's reaction to everything that really got me into the movie, but I really like looking at like thinking about it and like looking at my list of things. I don't understand why I liked it so much.
Well, I hope it's not just because we're shitting on it and you're joining the party.
Well,
I think, like, when I think back to that movie, and I think of, like, the things that I really liked, I'm actually, like, the one thing that probably was the best thing, to me that happened in the movie, but it was, like, super bittersweet was when Luke died.
Yeah.
Like that stuck with me so bad because it's like somebody that I have like idolized my entire life is gone. And it's like I maybe that's why I like really was just like really attached to it or something. I don't know how to explain it, but
yeah, it's sad because there's a truth to the fact that you won't ever see Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker ever perform anything else as a lightsaber fight or or take somebody down. Like, that's that.
Well, hold your horses there, buddy. If Yoda can come back and have conversations with anybody anytime he fucking wants, Luke will be back in the next one just teaching Rey some more or some shit.
Well, that's true. That there's no doubt he's going to come back as a little spectral ghost, but you're not going to see Luke standing off against Kylo Ren, kicking his ass and using the Force against him and pushing him away and having his little superpowers.
Yeah.
He's dead. He's dead, man.
I really want to see it again. My mom's coming into town after Christmas, so that's probably the next time I'll see it. But, like, again, I do think my expectations were probably way too high, even though I wasn't super, like, excited to see it in the first place. Mm-hmm. But, like, now that I know what the movie is, I can go back in and see what it is.
Dude, it's so boring. That's my problem with it. All the action is so boring for me. I just did not care. It's like constant. It was this problem I had with the Avenger movies. It's just like all you're doing is waiting to get back to Kylo Ren and Rey. Like, you're just like waiting. It's like, that's all I care about. Like, go back there, and the rest of it you don't care. I read this one review talking about this. It does match up very similarly to Empire Strikes Back, in that Luke was over at Dagobah with Yoda, and that was like, you were really interested in that, but it kept cutting away to Leia and Han, and that B story was so compelling with them going to Cloud City and Darth Vader and C-3PO being, getting screwed up, and Darth Vader and Boba Fett and all that. Like, that part was so great to counter the stuff with Luke and Yoda that you didn't mind both stories. They were both awesome. But this was just like, the B story sucked. It sucked bad.
Well, I agree, but there was also, like, C story and D story. And, like, you've got way too many things competing. And I didn't, like, again, I don't even know who the actual main character of this series is. Like, I assume it's Rey. But going by this movie, I would say the main character of this movie was Luke.
Oh my God. When Yoda came back and he started talking to Luke about, like, trying to, like, man up and, like, trying to give him a pep talk, for a quick moment, I was like, oh my God, they're going to turn it Luke. Luke's going to be the main character for this film and the next film. Like, I got so excited. And then it didn't happen. I was like, But there was, like, this vibe that went through me that I was just like, oh my God, this is the coolest fucking thing. Nobody ever saw this happening. Luke is the main character.
Yeah.
Oh well. Not to be.
Oh well. You did remind me of one of the best scenes in the movie, though, is when Kylo Ren and Rey fight those red guys. Mm-hmm. That was a cool scene.
I do have that written down as, like, my favorite thing was Snoke's chamber. Like, just the art direction in there, like, all red, and just those guys were really cool. Like, it was neat. I really liked it.
Snoke himself was really well done, I thought.
Yeah.
Like, he was like there were moments I literally just forgot that he was a CG character. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, he was cool except for his complete and total lack of backstory and who the fuck he was, but it doesn't matter because he just fucking died. Yeah,
that was a question I had too.
They're not going to ever answer it either, right? They're just probably like, he just took over for Palpatine and clearly is super ancient and old. Why wasn't he ever mentioned in A New Hope or anything? Like, what the hell?
Maybe it's the same thing with that Admiral Purple Hair bitch.
Somebody was telling me that Snoke is not his actual name, but it's an acronym for Sith no one knew existed. Which is like, okay. Cool. The fuck is his story?
I mean, that's got to be a joke acronym, right?
It has to be.
I don't know.
Well, did you ever see, like, the remember watching one time. I remember I want to say it was episode 2, the DVD extras on episode 2, and they were talking to some people at ILM, some sculptors, and they had a table full of different sculpts of what the cook should be. Do you remember the cook?
Yes.
With the forearms and shit.
Yeah.
And George Lucas, they were all getting ready for when they were talking about it like beforehand. He walks in, he looks at the table. This guy's cool, and that's it. There was no like thought whatsoever of like, you know, why he should, like, what should he be, why, and all this stuff. And it's just like, man,
yeah,
it's the same kind of vibe.
It's real disappointing because now, like, who's even the bad guy going into episode 9?
That really bothered me about because Hux was still having a power struggle with Kylo Ren at the end. Like when they're in the tanks shooting, like they're like having this little like debate on who's saying to fire.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you scared? Like everybody was mortified and scared to death of the intimidation of Darth Vader, much less Palpatine. What the hell? Like, nobody gives a rat's ass about Kylo Ren.
No. I don't know.
Who's the bad guy and what? I don't know. They better... I'm really hoping for episode 9 to be a huge jump cut, like 20 years later. I don't know. They can't do anything about the age, but I just hope there's a significant gap where you believe that he's gained a huge power over the galaxy. And
Well, I mean, I hope there is some sort of time jump because that's how the original trilogy was. It never happened immediately following the events of the previous movie.
Yeah.
And like I remember when I first heard that The Last Jedi was going to take place right after Force Awakens, I was not thrilled about that because, like, I don't know, I wanted to see Luke and Rey like already midway through their training, not so much seeing Luke almost being crazy Yoda, but turning out to just be a dick.
Yeah, it would have been much better tactic to him, like learning from Yoda to be a dick and then turning the corner. But no, he's just a dick.
Yeah.
He's that same kid from Tatooine who's just a whiny bitch.
But I was gonna go to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters.
You want to know when I knew this movie wouldn't be as good as I had hoped? The very first shot. Because, like, I feel like the first shot of any Star Wars movie should be, like, your statement. Like, Force Awakens had that dope-ass silhouette of the Star Destroyer coming into the light of the moon or whatever. Mm-hmm. This one pans down to a planet, and there's a few ships, and then the camera just fucking starts flying past them. Super CG camera. Super weightless and moving way too fast, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. Rian Johnson not doing a lot of CG stuff, and he's fallen head over heels for all this shitty CG camera work. And then all CG shots from then on had that same CG camera vibe to it that I fucking hate. So there you go.
I feel like I could go on for another hour. Really?
Yeah.
You guys didn't enjoy it at all? Like nothing really.
No, all right.
I'm not saying you'll fucking love it or anything. I'm just saying, like, did you have fun watching it?
You go, Jeff.
There was definitely enough parts where I found it like a worthwhile movie to see, but I have no desire to ever see it again. Where I wanted to desperately see The Force Awakens again. And it makes me not want to see, like, and now I'm not excited at all for episode 9, and it almost shits on some of the original series, because now it's like, what does it ever fucking matter that Luke destroyed the Death Star, because he just turns into a whiny bitch? So it did a lot of things to hurt the movies rather than help it, so in that way, like, I have to give it a pretty firm thumbs down.
Yeah, I was excited to see it, and when the Lucasfilm logo pops up, I get all giddy and I smile at Mindy like a little schoolgirl. But like I really wanted to like it. But as soon as that first shot came up, I was like, oh boy, this is not to my personal taste. I knew I was in for something that might not work for me. And I do think they did a lot of really cool stuff in the movie, but I don't feel like the story was built up enough to achieve that. Like, one of the things that I really, really liked was the scene when Rey is like snapping her fingers through like the endless rays. I thought that was like really visually cool, but I was also like, what the fuck am I even watching and why is this happening? Oh, okay, we're just cutting away from it now. Okay, I don't know what that was, but it was neat. And they did like a lot of cool camera stuff, like, again, going to that like black hole thing in the ground that like water sprays out of it, or maybe it goes back in, but then like she gets splashed with the water, but that they play that shot in reverse, and it's just like they did cool like visual tricks that I really appreciated, but then they balance it out with a fucking little rat midget guy feeding BB-8 fucking coins, and it's just like, no, you can't have episode 1 gags like you did back then. Now I don't know. I came away very, very underwhelmed with it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it was too long.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of that was because of what we talked about.
Dude, there's a version in the editing room that makes this movie amazing.
Oh, guarantee it.
I agree. Everything's there.
And for me, it's like, I don't know if it was because of like the atmosphere I saw it in or whatever, but I did have fun watching it. Because like the crowd was totally into it, but I consider it not by far not one of the best Star Wars movies. However, nothing I don't think can ever touch how poor Episode 2 was. So
that's very true.
If that's the range we're dealing with here, it's not that bad.
True. We should tweet out our official ranking on each of our accounts.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Should we say them here first, or just do it there?
I have to write this down.
All right. I mean, I feel like I can do it off the top of my head.
Okay.
Empire, Force Awakens, New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Episode 1, Episode 3, and then Episode 2. Oh, sorry. Where does
Last Jedi go in there?
Last Jedi goes probably after Return of the Jedi.
All right, so I would be Empire, Return of the Jedi, A New Hope, Force Awakens, I don't know. I really liked, I'll say Episode 3, The Last Jedi, Phantom Menace, and then Attack of the Clones.
Okay, so mine is a little different. I'm just finishing it up here because I don't want to mess it up. So my list is the original Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, The Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi, The Last Jedi, Episode 3, Episode 1, and Episode 2.
That's the one consistent.
Yeah.
Episode 2 at the bottom.
Oh, so bad. I find Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, gets better with every viewing. Like, it's not that bad.
No, and I remember, like, I was younger than you guys when that came out, and that was the first Star Wars that came out, like, for the first time in my life. So I have, like, insanely fond memories of going to see that movie opening night and everything, and, like, I loved that movie to death.
The pod racing is freaking cool. I like that a lot.
No, that there is no arguing whatsoever that the pod racing is like, to me, is some of the best Star Wars shit that's ever been done. But like, as far as the movie goes, I mean, with the onset of YouTube and everything, I saw popular opinion start to really shit on that movie. Mm-hmm. And I'm with you guys. I think it's not bad per se. I think what kills it is all the there's a lot of dialogue in that movie.
Yeah.
For me, that's what killed it.
Yeah. And the really, really poor acting.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, now are we gonna Are we gonna tweet this out about?
Yeah, I'll tweet that out.
I'll tweet it out, but I'll probably change it too because that's the way I do things.
We're at an hour and 35 already, boys.
All right.
Can I just say one thing? I went to I want to just briefly touch on the trailers I saw today before Ferdinand.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
The first one I saw was Hotel Transylvania 3, I think was the first one.
Uh-huh.
I thought it looked pretty fun. I'm kind of a sucker for those movies anyway. But yeah, you should check it out if you haven't already. I saw. I don't remember the name of it, but it was a new Aardman movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the caveman one?
Yeah, the caveman one. That looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
Then I saw one called Sherlock Gnomes, which looks terrible.
I didn't see that one.
It's not good.
Is it CG?
Yeah, completely.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw one called Dog Island or something. Is Wes Anderson?
The Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, that looks really fucking good.
Yeah, man. I'm like super stoked for that. And again, tying it all back to the beginning, that movie's being released by Fox. That is not the type of movie Disney will release.
No, they never would. They won't ever do that again.
So there you go.
It's going to be an interesting couple of years.
It's going to be a real treat.
Well, I'm rooting for you guys. I really hope this turns out the best for everybody.
I just bought a house, man.
So did I.
Oh, dude, that was the first thing I thought of when people started talking. It's like, oh man, all my friends have their livelihoods are out there. It's like it's a shitty thing. If I really hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see in like a year.
I was gonna say, so when are we meeting up next to do the 50th episode?
Let's see. Yeah, that is an interesting point because we got Christmas and all that, so it's probably not going to be until the new year, huh? Yeah, it looks like it won't be until January 1st or 2nd when we'll do our next episode.
Okay.
Can we push it to the 3rd? Because my mom will be in town.
Oh, she doesn't want to join?
No.
Get your mom on the podcast talking some shit about Star Wars.
Well, in that case, everybody have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And Happy Holidays, just to spread out the love, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. We lit the menorah tonight.
Oh, good. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Tell Deb Happy Hanukkah.
I'll let her know.
And, yeah, I'll miss you guys over the holidays.
Yep, I miss you too, Petrie.
Yep.
Hope you guys get some good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I already know what I'm getting. I already know what I'm getting because me and my wife, we don't like make any surprises for each other. It's like, what do you want? This. Yeah, okay, just go order it. And I'll wrap. All right, cool.
Sweet.
Well, you're gonna get the PlayStation VR, right?
That's my son's.
Well, whatever. It's yours now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Man, we didn't even talk about how Your little Trico boy is going to be in VR.
Yeah, we did. You just weren't paying attention.
We did tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Well, how about that?
I think you were just turning the volume up way too loud on the music at that point.
Yeah, you were tinkering with the knobs.
Right on character. I don't disappoint, do I?
All right. Hey, Jeff, end it. My voice is like nearly gone now.
Well, this has been Just a Few More Minutes podcast where three veterans of the animation and video game industry talk about exactly that. This is Jeff, Michael, and Pete signing off. Pete, hit the music.